Welcome to the 2015
M&S Preseason Advanced Scouting Report show.
Yes, the reason why we're doing this year, I think this is out of our 8 or 9 years we've been running the league, we never had this show before, but this year in particular, there is a lot
of new names to get into, which is why a lot of the captains are asking us who these peoples are. So this show will serve two purposes. Purpose number one,
make you smile,
and everyone likes to hear about themselves for better or for worse. And number two, so everyone knows who will be in the league this year, and you know what you're getting yourself into.
Now, off the bat, a little different this year. We may be going with 6 teams, 12 on a team, and
this way we don't have to worry about getting subs every single night if need be. And there's a potential of a 7th team being added, which will in the works possibly, which will not be part of the draft. Obviously, that has to be cleared by all parties.
All right, that we're looking into. We're going to see how that works. But just to jump right in, just to go quickly through important positions, the pitching situation, a lot of familiar faces. Leo Cassen's back. His name is back on the list. He's a coveted pitcher. Right,
and this year the biggest headliner is Ralph Hannon and A.B. Cohen will be splitting a spot. So Ralph Hannon has a big work schedule ahead of him for the summer, and A.B. Cohen always has a few games where he misses. So they said, let's team up and become one player. So that would be like an ace, Ralph Hannon / A.B. Cohen.
Ralph Hannon so far Sundays has been lights out, and A.B. obviously is famous for what he is. He's the ageless wonder.
Accomplished in his storied career.
Yes, so we got Leo Casson, a coveted pitcher. He's a veteran in his own right, even though he's young.
He won a few tournaments.
Yes, tournaments in the YMSL. He's pitched for many years.
That's number 2. Number 3 we have is
Ralph Sutton.
Who actually won the World Series in this league before.
Correct. Then we have a new captain, Freddie Hittery.
Right, so Freddie Hittery, off the bat, like you're saying, new face, can Freddie do it? Freddie in Brooklyn right now, in the Brooklyn League, is actually leading the league through 3 weeks in least amount of walks, and he's also leading the league in whips. So he throws strikes, and as long as the defense is solid behind him, he will, really do the job.
He's a strike thrower. So there's 4, and then there's a couple of other pitchers offhand. We got to look at the list, to be honest with you. Mark Cohen is in the mix. If somebody wants to pick out, Nemi Katz is as well in the mix as one of the pitchers.
And then we have Jimmy Malach.
Correct. That's the one we wanted to get into. Jimmy Malach is very excited. Last year he dabbled in the pitching department, and one thing everybody knows for sure, he could throw heat.
Jimmy throws hard, and he's been working on himself, this past offseason.
That's the key.
I've seen a lot of videotape that he actually sent me. With him training in the center, and listen, if that video is any indication, he knows what he's doing.
And we already know he's a lethal bat. So no matter what, now he's going into the season as a pitcher. He really, really, really has his heart set on it. So he is going to pitch in the league, and we have it set up this year that he should pitch. So Jimmy, we're looking forward for him to be on the mound. I think he's going to succeed because I do think he has the stuff. The question is, does he have the mental makeup? Which people question.
That's what it comes down to. If Jimmy can keep his head in the game and understand the situations in every pitching situation and not throw his team under the bus if anything happens bad, then I think he'll do a good job. It just
that's big. So although he's an old name, it's a new situation for him, and he shed a ton of weight.
Yeah, Jimmy's so great. I think he might be a linchpin for our team.
Okay, so now just to jump into position players, there is somebody who's not old, not so young. I'm sorry, not so old either. That the last name is familiar is David Schrem's. David Schrem is in the league. We don't need
David Schrem's brother Mark. So back in the day, I'll say about 5 to 7 years ago, he was considered the Jackie Towell, so to speak, of. Right.
We're not as familiar, but talking around, we hear he covers a heck of a lot of ground out there. He's got a phenomenal arm with accuracy. So I think in this year's draft, he is. I don't know where he's going to go. But it is, again, this is the reason we're doing this report, keep your eyes on him as an outfielder. Right. I think he's one of the better outfielders defensively as a new face out there.
Correct. So he's a guy that, like you said, keep your eye open for Mark Schrem to be a standout player. I'm just going to go through, I don't want to go through by position, I just want to go through as...
I'm going to throw out another one that we just heard that, well, it's on my mind. I forgot the kid's first name, but it's Catton. Was it Joe?
Joe Catton. Yeah, Joe
Young
Catton.
kid. I heard glowing reports about this kid as well. A phenomenal athlete. Was a captain, I believe, in Mag and David. He's not so young. He's 21, I think. He's not 17, 18-year-old kid. So he already grew into his body maybe a little bit. I hear glowing things about him, that he should be a top-notch pick as well. Has a lot of potential. I hear a lot of great comparisons. I personally didn't see him, but talking to people that know the game.
Another guy that comes to mind is Sonny Braha.
Yes.
So Sonny Braha might be somebody whoever, like, where did you find this kid? And he might be the best player in the league from what I hear.
It's Erwin Braha, who is a great athlete in his own right, his son. I see him all the time. Kid's a very athletic kid. Plays in a couple of hardball leagues, traveling hardball
usually
leagues.
the hardball players are the better players.
Yes, like
general.
Joe Chira in general. Remember, he came straight from hardball. If you're playing center field in hardball, it means you could track a ball. And I really believe Sonny's going to be a real player in this league as well. Even going into his first year, I don't think he's going to have rookie jitters or anything like that.
No, because he's been experienced.
Yes, he's a cool, comfortable kid. So that's another outfielder everybody should definitely keep their eye on.
And then a new face to our league, and he's not a new face to everyone else, is Elliot Mann.
Yes.
Elliot Mann, also nice, steady left fielder, which we're adding to the mix.
Scrappy lefty, a lot of speed.
And then Ricky Schwecke, shortstop.
You're familiar with him.
/ third base. Ricky's a very slick fielding, very line drive hitting shortstop. Whoever takes him will be very happy to have him. Think of A.B. Franco, but with a little more speed. That's the type of player I'm going to call him. I'm very excited to have him in. And then another player within that same position is Jonathan Frisia.
I heard beautiful things about him.
Jonathan Frisia also, a little bit of an unknown to me, but from the 2-3 people that gave me some scouting reports, I heard the kid's an athlete.
My nephews watched him play a couple of times. They said he's very strong. And again, a couple of the other guys that were in our league gave us really, really good reports to make sure he gets into this league. And again, we hear a lot of good things about him. Another name that is a little sleeper of a name, and I hear good things about him as well, is Aaron Dweck.
Aaron Dweck. That's Joey Dweck's son. So Aaron Dweck, listen, I've really never seen him play in the last 10 years. So far, I get 4 emails and 4 calls saying, "How did you get this kid in the league?"
He's a real player.
I hear he might be a 5 hitter on a good team. That's what I hear about him.
We hear a lot of glowing reports about him. Then we have Leo Pachotto, is back in the mix.
Nice to have
Hasn't
Leo
been
back.
in the league in 2 years.
Right.
Mabruk to Leo, just had a baby boy.
Mabruk.
Same night I had one, so that's very cool. But yes, Leo back in the mix. A solid hitter, a savvy veteran. Even though he's young, he's a veteran. He's been playing since I think he's 16 in YMSL and our night leagues and stuff. So that's tremendous. So the outfielders, there's a lot of new outfielders, and of course the one's going to Shimmy Cohen. It's his sophomore year.
Right.
But
will he have a sophomore slump, or will he continue last year's
he was on the tear
scorching
last year.
hitting? I'll give you another new name, Jack Beebe, the catcher.
Oh, I hear amazing things about this kid's
Jack Beebe, and I witnessed him myself in the Brooklyn League. He's got power. This kid could hit a ton.
He won Player of the Week already twice, right?
Yeah, so he's already a lock for Rookie of the Year there, and I think he'll be definitely one of the top 5 candidates in the league this year.
And he wants to catch. That's his position.
Correct.
Which is, our league this year, thank God, we do have, I think, 7 or 8 catchers on the list, which make things easier for the captains, as long as you draft smart. I see a name over here also. It's a familiar name, but new to our league. Jackie Cohen. That's the pitcher, A.B. and Michael's brother.
Right. So I saw Jackie Cohen play a few times within the tournaments and also in spring, summer leagues. Jackie's a good fielder. He's a good defensive left side guy with a nice line drive bat in him also.
As we know, in all these leagues, defense wins. You get guys that have gloves. The hitting comes. They're fast. They're quick. They hit their hard ground balls. They beat them out. You get a good field in this league. It's usually one good thing. That's how good things happen.
Another sleeper player over here, which I'm going to get some heat for mentioning his name, is Steve Chaloux.
Oh, okay, I was going to say that too.
So Steve Chaloux is Jimmy Malak's cousin, and he's one of those guys where I'm saying, people are saying if you take him in the 4th, 5th round, you still might be getting a good player over there, and you should be happy with the pick.
See, I don't know what round to tell anybody to get this, because these are rookies.
Complete unknown.
We're talking about rookies, so you want to get lucky and get a guy in the 7th, 8th round like this, you might get lucky.
Right.
But you might be passing on a gem in the 5th round. Look at the draft. That's your job to either go with what you know or take that chance. You want to make some phone calls. You're all going to have all their phone numbers. You could feel them out, talk to their parents, talk to their uncles, talk to their
I'm
brothers.
just saying, from what I heard, talent-wise, he might be in that mix of
yes, I do hear.
player.
And a couple of captains also said, "Oh, well, we know this kid. We saw him play in the park."
Mm-hmm.
So there's something there. Now, there's an interesting name I'm going to say. He's been in the league for years, and he's been shadowed. He's been sheltered, I should say. His brother Nathan, who's not there this year because he's married and
fat and retired and
whatever, early
forgotten
retirement
about
for now. Maybe next year he'll be back.
So we're talking about Nathan Zolta, his brother, Little
Albert.
Zolta. No, his name will be Little Zolta.
Okay.
This year he'll have to actually earn his name, and from what I hear, he actually did take the next step already.
Well, he's been thrown at second base for the last 5 years.
And I witnessed him myself play a steady lockdown left field.
He's an outfielder. He's tall.
And
he's thin.
the kid could hit. So everyone looks at the guy, oh, let Nathan take him in the 8th, 9th, 10th round.
That was a mistake all these years.
Big mistake, because the kid's always batting a 500, and now this kid grew about 6 inches, and right now he's rivaling his brother in his prime for what kind of talent this kid displays.
And now he is on his own. That's it. Nathan's not in the league this year.
Spread his wings.
So this is, yes, exactly. He has a chance to spread his wings. He wants to play the outfield, and we know he's more than capable of playing the outfield. Talk to the people in the Brooklyn League. They said you could see this kid grew up.
Yeah, he did. I saw it with my own eyes. The kid.
It's funny. I tried to get him
Ball
as a
player.
sub, and the YMSL turned it down. I have to say they were right at the end of the day. We did not know that this kid grew up the way he did. Then you have the usual suspects that we know about, the Bobby Safdies.
Well, we're not going to get into those guys because everyone knows those guys. That's the jury's out on them already. A few new guys we also have.
Nathan Bailey at catcher.
Oh wow! So Nathan. Yes, that Nathan Bailey, the one that went streaking by City Field last week, the one that was arrested, he joined the league, and
I think there's some stories in Vegas as well.
Vegas, yeah, but what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
So
Nathan,
we gotta stay legal
correct.
here. I'm sorry.
And also Jack Box Dayan.
Jack Box Dayan.
Former Player of the Week, Jack Box
I hear
Dayan.
he is jogging on treadmills next to people in the gym.
Yeah.
And he's rolling, from what I hear.
Yeah, those
we
people.
see shirtless pictures of him in the gym.
Yeah, I saw selfies. He's got pecs.
He's got some stuff going on.
Also, so David Eshkenazi, Little Gurney.
Oh, this is a guy.
He's a guy that either could be a steal of a draft, and you can throw him in left field, and he'll bat 5, 6, or 7 on a team, or he could be, a marginal, maybe throw him in right, and I'm not sure. I got 2 reports, one of them telling me, in Sade, 5 years ago, this kid was legit the 4-hitter on a team.
We know what that means sometimes, so
Right.
we gotta be careful.
It could be great, or it could be a disaster. We'll find out. We'll
Now,
find out.
there's an older Catton joining that you guys know from the
Yeah,
Brooklyn
David
League.
Catton. So
David Catton, right.
D-Cat, he's a steady outfielder. Put him in left field, you'll be very happy. He is a, very
So
good.
if he's in right, you're gold, you saying?
In right, you're gold, and he's a very strong hitter, like line drive type hitter.
Very important to have a fielder like that. If you're in the late rounds and there's someone like that, the similar one that comes to mind
It's
every
Joey
year.
Levy.
Correct.
Right.
There's a team always gets Joey at the end and it saves their outfield. Not that he's the world's greatest outfielder, but he gets the job done and he saves the team that's missing an outfielder.
Right, so take
Having
Joey,
another guy like that.
and he actually carries a stronger bat. So
Okay.
he's actually another good player, new player to the
Now,
league.
as an outfielder this year, as a familiar name, is Ike Mavora. I think you could take him as a first baseman if you'd like. Even an infield position, you could take second. But we know Ike likes to play the outfield, and he's more than capable of playing the outfield. And I believe he wants to go into the draft this year as a position player. And
So,
we know
listen,
Ike carries a bat.
Ike, bat him 2 in any lineup, and you're very happy. Tell me about Zach Casson.
So Zach Hassan, from what I know, I met the kid a couple of times. He's in Hillel. He's a young Hillel student. I think 11th to 12th grade. I think 12th grade now. He's a small guy, but I hear he's got great hands. So to put him at second base or short center field, I think he'll hold his own. A slick fielding guy with a lot of speed. I can't vouch for his bat from what I hear, but a lot of speed. A lot of speed at the plate. And a good fielding guy, which I always tell you, you got good fielding, you got a shot. Otherwise, a lot of these players, another name I don't want to forget, I think he carries a nice bat, another Hillel boy, Jakey Sasson.
Yeah, Jakey Sasson.
It's Maurice Sasson's younger brother. This kid's built big.
So as you see, we have like 20 names of 18, 19-year-old boys that fresh out of high school and that were considered stars in their own right that are making this step and the leap to our league right now.
I got two more. One was a name has been trying to be in this league for a while, and I hear rumors this kid could really hit. Benny Rishti. I hear the kid really could swing a strong bat. He's a big kid. He's a strong kid, and he's got a lot of potential in this league. He's looking forward to play. That was one, and another name was somebody we got recommended from Carlos Sabatti and friends. Was David Tabish.
Yeah, Dave Tabish.
And I hear he's a good outfielder. He could hold his own. He's an athletic kid, and he's looking forward to being in the league. One of those guys that may be a diehard.
And then my sleeper, which you get him in the late rounds, and I heard the kid could really hit, is Moshe Azachi.
Oh yes,
right.
Beach
So so Salim Levy gives me a call. I get a call from Nemi Katz. Call me, say this kid could really hit. Play with him in a tournament a few times, and he calls me up, talking a big game. So that either could be, I don't know, like we said, either way. But I think he might be a guy that you get in the later rounds and be very pleasantly surprised.
Like a nice hitter type.
Yeah. One of those types. And listen, there are more names which we did not mention.
I think we went through the main rookie people that people wanted to know about.
Yeah. I believe so. I'm looking through the list right now to see if we use... Yeah, so Elliot Mann's younger brother, Michael Mann.
From we hear he's a left side infielder.
Elliot told me he's a really strong third baseman, and I take Elliot's word because Elliot plays in all the leagues that we play in. So that's another young kid that could be a strong player.
Another young kid has been very excited to play Albert Grazi.
Right, Albert Grazi.
He's an athletic boy.
Yeah, Albert Grazi he can play a strong outfield, and then we have returning faces, young guys like Daniel Abadi.
Right.
And listen...
another young one, his first time in the league. His father's been a star for the last 4 years. World Series winner last year, Rob Solomon. His son Alex is going to be joining the league this year.
We all know Alex used to come and do watch his dad's games
and helped up and watch the games. He actually caught in the tournaments once in a while to help out a team, but he wants to officially join. I don't think he's a kid. I think he's 20 years old.
Yeah, he's going to play second base. And listen, if it's anything that runs in the blood, he'll be a good player.
Yes, because Rob, not only a pitcher in his own right, was a phenomenal hitter. He's having trouble running, and that's why he's not joining this year. We wish you to feel a speedy recovery in your foot, Rob. But we may have Rob aboard for umpire.
Yes.
So we'll see how...
Should be a nice dynamic to the league also.
We're excited about that.
So I believe that wraps up the scouting report end of it. Draft will be held in approximately a week. And when we have the final list solidified...
We're pretty much done.
Yeah, just one or two names we would like to really solidify.
Crossing the T's and dotting the lowercase J's.
Correct. And I guess if you have any questions, give us a call, email, WhatsApp, reach out to us any which way possible. We'll be more than happy to help you guys out. I'm talking to the captains right now. But, please refrain from the abusive, excessive questions, the ones that you've been asking. I'm talking to you. That's right, Sabon. And
we love you, man. We love you.
Yeah, but you got to stop with those, lewd emails, not safe for work style. So please keep it softball related only. And thank you very much. And I guess we'll see you next time. Recapping the draft after it happens.
Yes, that should be exciting. Right after the draft, as always, I wait for the draft to be done, and I put the schedule up approximately 3 weeks before the season starts. Looking forward, can't wait for a brand new season. Always something new and exciting willing to come. And again, a thing that we're excited about this year, which we're surprised took this so long to do, we went a lot of new captains this year.
Yeah, so one of the new things that we instituted is the two World Series carryover captains are invited back to be a captain again. And then every year we're going to try to bring new faces, new blood. It's
not set in stone.
I like it because it keeps that revolving door open of the new captains, and you'll always have a reason to want to, you could decline if you want, if you're a World Series captain, and give another new face a captain job, but it keeps the revolving door open.
We like the idea because it changes, usually you have 6 captains, those 6 captains every year, usually tend to pick the same way.
Right.
And the teams end up being the same teams. We like mixing it up a little bit. So by having these new captains, you can put new faces, new social networks, people having friends in a different way. We like this idea. And looking forward, I think it's going to be successful.
Before we wrap it up, I just want to say thank you to Prima Linens for allowing us to use their studios.
By all your
sheets, bedding, bedspreads for all your expensive bedrooms and even cheap bedrooms alike. Always in stock. Customer service is great.
Comfortable, cozy,
comfortable, chic,
professional.
You name it. Very, very impressive with the way Prima Linens did my bedrooms, and
door-to-door service.
correct.
Be
Yeah,
there.
and the pricing is second to none. Amazing. Thank you very much, Prima Linens. Give a call to Vera Levy. Her cell number is
You want to divulge that to everybody?
Yes, 917
509
509
8325.
8325.
No
And
prank
again,
calling now.
only prank calling. And listen, have a wonderful night.
We'll see you. Good luck with your draft, and we hope you're successful and happy.
Amen.
How long?